Hi, guys. Welcome to a new day. Whatever a day it happens to be for you today, when you're watching this, I wish you an amazing day. And I hope that there is some sunshine in your day, even if it's not from the sky. I hope you have light, ease, and, some happiness comes your way. Um, I hadn't done a video in a little while, so I'd kind of gotten away from it. Been kind of plugging around British Columbia, looking at and my energy's been kind of low, and I sometimes I'm really in tune with it, and I know why my energy's low, and I'm really paying attention to myself, and then sometimes I just, like we do with everything, sometimes it's a mental practice to stay focused all the time on, your own self, right? And listening to your own self, right? When things arise. So, anyways, I really haven't been paying attention too much lately, and then, today I got up and I was just like, man, I've been low for about a week or so, just energy wise, and I recognize what it is. Like, I really haven't eaten any meat, and not that I need to. I know that I don't need to, but I also haven't supplemented it, right? So I think I just haven't been eating protein that much. I've been, um, more so just, I don't know. So yeah, I got to get some more protein in me. Bring that energy level up, right? Anyways, so yeah, I've been bombing around British Columbia, looking at my goal to, or exploring British Columbia right now is to find an airport where I would like to take my private pilot's license in the spring. It's mid September right now. Actually, it might even be like the 20th or something like that. So yeah, it's getting, man, like last night. Oh my goodness, I was gonna go. So I left Williams Lake, which is, I don't even know if it's in the middle of British Columbia. It's wherever. Anyways, I was gonna go from there, and I was gonna go up to Vanderhoof, which is up near Prince George and Smithers along that stretch. And man, I got up this morning out in the wilderness and it was -3. And this thing ain't rated for -3. So yeah. And and the beauty is that I was gifted a beautiful conversation at the end of the day, and because well, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the energy in places and towns and things like that. So one of the first place I checked out was Nelson, British Columbia, and they have a cute little airport there. I met the instructor, and he's an old French guy. He's been doing it forever. He just seemed pretty chill. I could see myself connecting with him and being comfortable, because you put in a pretty good amount of hours and you're going to be at the airport, right? So my whole thing is to find an airport that isn't too crazy busy. I like the instructor that I have. I have a connection with the instructor. I feel like, if that's a good energy, and the airport itself is a good energy, and then even just as important is the entire surrounding area. Like the entire, I do some hikes, and I go and engage with the locals in town, and I'll stop into, the shops that I'm drawn into. You'll never see me in a pharmacy or a liquor store or anything like that. But I like to go into like the stone and crystal shops, and the arts and crafts places, and um, even bookstores and things like that. I find they often, not always, but they usually have a good energy, and this is kind of the things that I like. I'm not much for towns and cities and anything like that, but I do like to engage with people. I try not to buy anything. I mean, I used to be someone that walked into places and I felt obligated. Like I felt like, okay, I'm coming in here. I feel like I should buy something and support the business. I've gotten over that, because the thing is that I have hundreds of amazing conversations just all the time, and not, sometimes you walk in and you get nothing, and the person doesn't want to engage at all, right? And that's okay, but but the thing is I often leave there and I haven't purchased anything, but I've had this amazing energy exchange, a beautiful conversation with someone. And, there was something there for both of us. And that's why I went in, right? And but also, I like to get a feel for, often when you're open and you're polite and you're kind and you're compassionate and you're engaging, you know what? Almost all the time, as long as the person is the same and they're happy to engage with you, they generally will tell you. They're happy to share, like, about the town, about the people, what the vibes like. So engage. If that's what you want to find out, then just engage with people and you'll get information, right? Um, yeah. So anyway, so Nelson I checked out first, but it was such an interesting mix because what was crazy is I liked the airport, I liked the instructor, I love the area. Like, oh my gosh, if you haven't been to Nelson, BC, go check it out, guys. It's mountainous, it's gorgeous for hiking, and surrounded by lakes and rivers and things, and it's just beautiful. It's just tucked in the wilderness. You know, um, it's just stunning landscape wise, but man, and I had heard that it was growing with the younger crowd and things like that. But man, I was not pleasantly surprised. I was unpleasantly surprised. I was, I had heard like it's kind of like not hippie-ish, but like the new age freebie want to living the healthy lifestyle, active, blah blah blah. And it is, but it's also that slash snobby. Like I could barely, I walked around, it was a gorgeous day, 2 days maybe even gorgeous. I walked around the entire town. And man, you think you could get anybody? I could not get anybody. I got a 90-year-old woman that was sitting in her thing, sitting in her chair. I walked by her at the beach. I stood there for 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours talking to her. It was amazing. We engaged. She lived there most of her life. She'd been on the town council. She'd been the banker. I talked to her, man. It was amazing. But you know what? That was it. Like honestly, no one wanted. Like I walked. It was gorgeous. There was hundreds of people out walking around. Not one person wanted to say hello. Not one person wanted to say good morning. Not one person wanted to make eye contact. It's not a, that to me, the new age active hippie, way of life that the youngsters are trying to just, what? It doesn't make sense. You're missing a huge element, which is like human connection. Like, and being okay. Like, I don't know if it comes from fear. I know there's a lot of fear in the world, right? People are in fear. Like, I'm a single guy walking around by myself and I say good mornings to, like, especially some woman, and I don't know. I'm not an assumer. I've worked on that actually within myself. I don't assume, but man, it just seems like the majority I get is like some sort of fear thing. Like they don't want to engage with me. And, I get guys that'll engage more. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's just that, there's the world is portrayed as that there's so many crazy people in the world. It's scary. You don't know what anyone's like as a stranger, but man, I play the odds. I think it's crap. I feel sorry for you if that's who you are and that's how you roll. I actually feel sorry because you're missing out. You are missing out. Like, man, the amount of beautiful, amazing, engaging conversations that have lasted a while, even short ones, whatever, that have been wonderful, have been, most of the time it's because I engage, like I initiate, but if the person that I initiate with engages, then it's great. And it's just one of those things. So then we didn't miss out, right? You think about all the people that you pass in a day, especially if you live in a busy area. Think about all the people that you could say hello to that could possibly be a freaking amazing conversation and an amazing sharing. And even further, it might just end there and you say, have a nice day, see you later, and you never talk to the person again in your life. But you wouldn't believe how many times I've been talking to someone and it's going well, and like we're just both kind of like, do you want to stay in touch, like just stay connected, right? And and for me it has nothing to do with that's what's crazy too. I can't help but wonder if, like, when sometimes I say, do you want to stay connected? And there's like this hesitation. It's like, I don't know if that's like, I'm still just trying to understand the way the world is nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if, like, asking someone to stay connected, if that means I want something more than other than, like, who knows if 10 years from now we get reconnected and, like, we high five each other because life is amazing or something, like, and that's it. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird. It just feels energetically like people feel like, to me, like they think there's that I have some ulterior motive beyond just, I like your energy. I got, you know, I got tons of women friends. I got tons of guy friends. They're all just friends. Like, I mean, yeah, it's weird. This world doesn't like to engage. I mean, I know it's not everyone. I'm not plastering it as everyone. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I meet more that don't, are afraid than to engage than the ones, and it's bizarre, man. Like, you think about it, if you're afraid, you're only engaging with, like, think about the percentage of people that you're engaging with. It's such a small percentage. Like, your friends. Well, how did your friends even become your friends to begin with? You had to have had a first conversation somewhere along the way. So why are we so afraid? Why aren't we making eye contact? Why aren't we saying good morning, good afternoon, good night? They do in Mexico. It's weird if you don't say good morning. Buenos dias is like the most common thing. You walk around a town or a city, it's everyone. And even the people you pass on the road, you don't know them. It's not because, like, I own a Dodge, 2500 or something like that, and I own a Dodge 2500, so everybody that owns a Dodge 2500, everyone that owns a Dodge 2500 that waves at me, that's not the case. It there in Mexico, it's everyone. You pass a Mexican, they wave at you. It doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what vehicle you're in. So it's almost weird when someone doesn't wave, right? I mean, usually the Canadians and Americans, don't really wave, or, I mean, I not always, like, you get some, but, I wave at everybody, and rarely do I get, someone, well, I plaster them as, I paste people as an American or Canadian, but if they're, white skin, right? They don't look Mexican. So, anyways, I guess I'm off topic a little bit. I was talking about so then I went up to Williams Lake. Well, now I didn't have high expectations. I thought, oh, this is going to be, I was expecting maybe like a feel like Nelson. Not at all. Not at all. Man, I was welcomed. It was warm. I had all kinds yesterday. I walked around all over Williams Lake. I had the most amazing conversations with all kinds of business owners / staff. They were engaging. They talked about the community being engaging. Actually went up to the airport and I found out that I don't think that they even though I found online that they do offer pilot instruction, I believe that I found out that they don't. So I guess I won't probably be going there, but I'm not disappointed that I went up there to check it out because it was beautiful. Like, the town and the surrounding area is gorgeous, and I met all kinds of people, and now I'm even connected with a couple of people that wanted to stay connected. And I got some gifts, check this out, guys. So, I went into this little stone and crystal shop, right? And, they were doing other things in there. I think they were doing there was Reiki going on and things like that. And I was in there for probably a good hour, and I was engaging with the young woman and she was just fascinated about what I was doing and life. And she was interested how to travel and how to make money and things like that. And so we talked about it. And then she gifted me this gift bag. And I didn't open it up until this morning, right? And she's like, I've been making up these gift bags. You want one? And I'm like, sure. And, I didn't think anything of it. And so I got a candle. I got this little pin that says, witches do it better. A couple of stickers. There's even a little stone in here. There's a ring. I'm not going to wear the ring, but I still haven't given my bracelet away. I don't remember if I did a video and talked about the bracelet that I had bought in a small town that I'm excited to gift to someone. It'll probably be a young girl. It doesn't look like a boy's bracelet. It could be though. I shouldn't label it. But anyways, a ring, and then there's a stone. I got a little stone. I don't know. It's a crystal stone or whatever. I don't know exactly. I don't know what kind it is. And then I got a little a little mantra or whatever. The Carnelian, vitality, confidence, sexuality, and then it has a little write up about how to boost your power and things like that. And then what's the coolest though, guys, was she had wrote out this. It's called a Money Miracle mantra. Start your day with this mantra. A money miracle happens to me today. And so I've been saying it all day. So we'll see what happens. And then it says, repeat throughout the day. Miracles come in many forms and sizes. Accept each miracle as it arrives, large or small. Always state the mantra in the present tense. And number 4, you'll know when you no longer need it because you'll discover that you've stopped chanting it. Well, I feel like I still need it because I'm still chanting it, right? A money miracle happens to me today. A money miracle happens to me today. Woo! Okay, and just super exciting, guess what I bought? So, I bought a ukulele, guys. I want to learn. I've always wanted to learn to play guitar. And I got a book there. I got a book. I don't need to show you. I got a book that came with. It's got, you can do audio online too. It tells you anyways, I don't know what it tells you. I haven't looked at it yet. But yeah, so I was visiting some family in Peachland, Ontario, Peachland, British Columbia. And I had stayed there for a week or so or whatever. And, my one family member plays the guitar, and he was like, there's a lot less strings in the ukulele, and it's easy, it's small, right? I'm in this camper, so I don't need anything big. I don't want anything big. And so he said it might be easier to learn on the ukulele. So anyways, I went into and had a great engagement with the guy in the music store, Matt, and he was from Australia. Look at this scenery, guys. Look where I'm out in the middle of nowhere here. You hear that? I don't know what that is. You guys might. It sounds like maybe the quail or something like that. Those partridge thingies that run around. Anyways, I actually left Williams Lake yesterday. I didn't drive that far because it got dark, but I went down. I saw some back road on my map that was there must be. See how hazy it is out there over the mountains? I can't really. I smell it a little bit. Man, they've had some bad luck this year in British Columbia with forest fires. It's like almost the end of September here, third week in September, and it's still. Normally, I think things have tapered off by now, but anyway, so I'm down. I'm going to. There's 4 pilot schools I'd like to check out: Campbell River, Powell River, Qualicum, and Courtney or something like that. That's all mostly on Vancouver Island. Anyways, I'm heading that way. Waking up this morning to -3. Oh, so yeah. So even backtracking a little bit, I was going to go up to Vanderhoof, and what's my time at here? Okay, I'm getting close. It's going to cut me off. I was going to go up to Vanderhoof, but what was cool was the end of the day. I had this, it would have been another, 3 hours of driving north, and of course it's getting colder. And so I had this amazing conversation at the end of the day at the right as I was getting ready to leave Williams Lake, and this woman and I started talking, and she was telling me about Vanderhoof Hoof and like some of her family members that have lived up there, and she was telling me, and I had already been there and I didn't have a good vibe from it, and I didn't find it very warm or welcoming, and she confirmed it. She said it before I even said it, and she was telling me in detail about her family members that lived there and didn't have a great experience and why. And so I'm like, you know what, that was it for me. That was confirmation. I don't need to go. So I'm going back south now anyways. Is this going to cut out? It's going to cut out pretty soon. Anyways, I just wanted to do another video, guys, and let you know, go out and see this beautiful, beautiful British Columbia. So I'm taking right now. Literally, I'm on this back road, some forest road. I don't know. It goes from Williams Lake, and I think it's going to spit me out near Pemberton, down north of Whistler. Somewhere over, and it's just like I haven't passed anybody. It's this single lane road. Look at this road. It's just, that's the way it is. Actually, this is nice and smooth. Way back there, it was like super rough and shit. But yeah, and so you got to be careful. You got to watch because someone coming. You got to squeeze over, right? And it's pretty flat here. But man, I was going along in spots along the mountain back there, and it's pretty gnarly. So. Yeah. Anyways, but if you got the time, it's nice to get away from the hustle and the bustle, and to get away from the crowds and get away from everything, and have some peace and quiet and enjoy. It's a beautiful fall day. Okay, guys, we'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening to me. Adios.